Welcome to Breakfast with Friends.
Good news,
Good music.
good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Friends.
Welcome to Breakfast with Friends.
It's time for Nico Kleynhans, exclusively on Breakfast with Friends.
Good morning, Mr. Kleynhans, and thank you so much for your time.
Yes, good morning. It's 9 a.m. and the phone rings at the office. A mom has phoned in. My husband died when he left the office last night, she sobs. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to tell our 3 children. I don't know if the office has a funeral plan. I tried to phone their office, but the HR has resigned and nobody knows whether there is even a new plan in place. I listened to the chaos unfolding on the telephone. And then I realized why these what-if conversations are so important, because when a crisis arises, if you don't have them, you're going to be in trouble. Our what-if conversation looks similar to this. We sit down with the parents and we say, we're going to create a scenario where one of you die. We discuss the first steps that you need to take before you can have a funeral. We look at the costs and the availability of the funeral plan that you have right now. And then we allow parent number 2 to pass away. And we look again, is there sufficient cover to cover the expected costs? And if we can tick that box, we then move back to that family and we look a year ahead. And now we say, in the year that has passed, what debts needed to be settled? What was the home loan, the car loans, the overdrafts? What did it cost to educate the kids right through until matric or university if necessary? Did the surviving parent need financial support during that time? Because if they earned less than the breadwinner, how much would they need per month? We total up the capital, and now is there sufficient life cover to meet that figure? We do that for the second parent as well. Then we ask some more questions. Now, what happens if that was not death, but the parent became disabled, or the parent developed a dread disease? Were there shortfalls in that particular case? Now, we've got calculators that can give those answers in a couple of seconds. But now the parents have time to discuss these issues so that should a crisis occur, they can focus on the facts rather than panicking about whether they're going to become homeless as well. Then also people often contact me, and particularly listeners, and they say, I'm going to retire. I need to know if I've got enough money. That is the wrong question to ask. You don't need to know whether you've got enough money when you retire. You need to know whether you've got enough money when you're 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, and 90. Because if you don't have enough money at those ages, having to know how much you're going to have at 60 or 65 is a moot question. So again, the question then is, how much money are you going to need in total? What have you already got? And what is the shortfall? And how are you going to meet the shortfall? So folks, by planning ahead on all fronts, when a crisis occurs, you can focus on the crisis because you've already dealt with the other issues. I wish you well.
Thank you so much, Nico. It is so on point and so helpful. You can connect with Nico via email, questions@northwood.co.za. That's questions@northwood.co.za.